what is it? Is it afternoon or is it still morning? Good morning. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's get into it. I'm Kenyatta, the ArtKitech, the healer. On this channel, we destroy and build simultaneously, for there can be no resurrection without destruction. Once again, I'm Kenyatta, but you will refer to me as Miss Kenyatta, ma'am, goddess, empress, high priestess, or whatever I tell you to refer to me as. I have no enemies. The enemies of God have been defeated. But if God is both the creator of the good and the evil, God has no enemies. Ye are gods. As well, I will not tolerate anyone bullying me, harassing me, stalking me, or being common with me, or anyone who genuinely supports me on my platform. All right. I got some new cards here. I never heard of this one before. It says broke, I think it's supposed to be bitch. Tarot training deck. All right. But on the back it says for broke witches by broke witches. I had never heard of it. I thought it was cute. Then I got African Goddess Rising by Abiola Abrams. I saw someone post about Abiola Abrams, and I think she had a deck. I don't think it was this deck. Urban Alchemist. I don't think it was this deck, but we were talking about it. I said I'd never heard of her before. And I think she mentioned that she had, this lady made this deck. And I thought about it, I said, I think that's the deck that I ordered. I got Moonology. I've been hearing about this for years on YouTube, and it's Sacred Geometry Activations, and Oracle deck, and a Mystic Red Rose Oracle, which I did some readings for on Love Readings recently here. So I got these new decks. So I'm going to be try to be working with them. Okay, yesterday I had some things to say on my live that I did, and I got done with that, went on about my business, but it came to me, you know, there's more that needs to be said here, okay? And then hopefully I can be through with it and move on and get back to my readings, okay, for all 12 zodiac signs. Okay. This woman who I addressed yesterday, I'm going to continue to address a couple more things, a few more things. Then I'm going to go on about my business, like I said, because you came through last night again. Now, you didn't do no dream infiltration, but just try some of your black magic witchcraft. I don't know why people think that I don't see it. I see it. And I feel it. Okay. So anyway, but like your cousin said, your head is hard as a fucking brick. Okay. And I'm not talking about Phoenix. You are stubborn as fuck. Hard as a brick. And I'm like, she's right. But I said to you, like I said to you before, you don't have no power here. But you don't have no authority here either. And I basically said that when I said you're not the boss of me. You don't have no power here. You don't have no authority here. None. I mean, I would say probably nowhere. You don't have no authority over yourself. I mean, you know. But that's the only place that we need to have authority over is ourselves. Not trying to boss and rule and regulate and run somebody else. Okay. Now, I'm going to say this about this. Your spiritual experiences being greater than mine, according to you, because I wouldn't be able to deal with what you've dealt with spiritually. In the house that I used to live in, my grandparents' house, there was a lot of activity in that house. What's interesting, though, is I was talking to a neighbor one day. It was actually my neighbor's fiance. And he left. I guess their relationship didn't work out. But anyway, we were talking. And he told me that there were some interesting things going on over there at that house as well. And then I met someone actually a long time after that who come to find out she lived on that same street, on the same block, and I knew exactly what house. And I said, oh yeah, I know that house, the family. And she was married to I think it was the son of the person who owned that house. You know how you have a lot of houses in the hood that people owned and they left it to their children and grandchildren. It was quite a bit of that on that particular block. It might have been the whole street, but on that particular block. And me and her got to talking one time, come to find out she lived in that house and she had experiences in that house as well. Okay. So there was a lot going on that street. Some men came through who told me why that was a possibility. Some men who were interested in buying the property, what that area was used for long time ago, that they don't tell people the history, but they knew the history, of the area and of the houses. So anyway, I moved in the house. I used to stay up late downstairs in my living room watching TV, and boy, by 11 o'clock, without fail, it was party time in that house, okay? Whatever energies, spirits, whatever were in that house, 11 o'clock, it was like the freaks come out at night. 11 o'clock, that's when they came through, and party time. I sit right there in the midst of it, shit, thinking they ain't bothering me. Keep watching TV, Also, I talked about this. That was my grandparents' house. So my grandfather still resides there. Even though he transitioned when I was in 5th grade. Okay, and I'm 52 now. Hello to whomever is in here. But quite a few people saw him. Everybody but me. But he did make his presence known to me right before I moved out. But anyway, I didn't see him physically, but other people actually saw him. I remember one time, this one right here who I'm addressing, and one of them other cousins, we were at my house meditating. That's what we were supposed to be doing. And the one, not this one I'm addressing, said, who was that man? And I'm like, I don't see nobody. And I didn't. And she was like, that man, he's just, you don't see that man standing right there. I was like, no. She said he came downstairs, walked around, and is just kind of looking at us like, what the hell they doing? And she described, and I was like, oh, I think that's my grandfather. Another one of them quote unquote cousins who end up not my blood cousin, okay? And I know some people may think, well, you didn't find out till you're 49. Why do you feel the need to say that they're not your family? Because they're not. It would be different if I hadn't been stalked, harassed, black magic, witchcraft on, kicked, stomped, and all of that other crazy shit that they were doing to me. It would be a lot different. I would still call them those family members. But bitch, you ain't no fucking family of mine. I don't give a fuck how long I was around you motherfuckers. Okay? You do that type of shit, no. Relationship dead, done, over fucking with. Contract broken, ended, over. And but she saw him one night. Hello to whomever is in. She saw him, when she described him to a T. So he came downstairs because she was there and she was staying overnight on my couch in my living room. She said about 2 a.m, came downstairs, went to the kitchen. She said, Nikki, I heard him get a cup and turn on the water, turn on the faucet, get some water. She said, they're not looking, went to the basement. Okay. There have been others who've been in the house who saw him. Had a, what was she? A Yoruba priestess. She saw him in the attic. This one I'm addressing here, this bleeding woman saw him in the attic. Now, this woman needed a place to stay. Well, she really didn't need a place to stay. She was staying with her mother, but you heard the video yesterday, okay? So I offered to let her stay there. She could stay in my attic. The attic was pretty big. And I said, you could stay here, you can live up there, which I'm glad she didn't do that. But anyway, when I took her up there to show it to her, we went down there. She said, it was a man up there sneering at me, and I said, where, and she described where he was. And she said he was looking at me, like sneering or hissing or something at her. And, I said, oh, I didn't see him, And I realized later on he was hissing at your motherfucking ass because he knew exactly what you were. No good. Get out of my house. You cannot stay in my house. Because when I left the house, I asked him if he wanted to come with me. And he told me no, that was his house. That was his home. And he was never leaving. So no, he didn't want you in his house because he knew how wretched and disgusting you were and what you were probably going to do to the house. Like when you let your dog come in and shit all over the house. But it's so interesting because one night, we were talking in my house. Me and you, the bleeding woman. Hello to whomever is in the room. And you said to me about how my house scared you. That you could not sleep in my house without the TV on, a light on, something on. Whatever was in that house besides him, that had been there probably before him and his wife, my grandmother, moved in that house. Definitely based on the history that I was told about the area. And then when I found out my neighbor was saying the same type of thing was going on in their house. And the girl down the street said it was the same type of shit going on in their house, okay? And then when the men explained to me the history of the area, okay, what those houses had been used for at one point in time. Yeah, there was a lot of energy in those houses. Okay. Sometimes it's like, it used to be like a beautiful area. It's always a, inner city, a hood. But when you go down there, sometimes it kind of feels, because you like going down the hill. It's downhill, close to the lake. It's north, which is interesting because up the hill is south. But anyway, it's like going into a tunnel. You can just like feel, it's just like going in a tunnel, like a dark tunnel in that whole area. But anyway, you just definitely feel the change. You tell me about how scary you are in the house, how much the house scares you. Okay. And about how you need sage. And I was like, well, hell, spirits is everywhere. What you gonna do? Sage all outside, because my thing is, I don't give a fuck what spirits is with. I mean, it was all kind of situations in that house and pretty much all my life that I've dealt with on a spiritual front, it's like no reason to be afraid. Okay, sometimes these energies are more afraid of you than you are of them, and a lot of time the fear comes through from being indoctrinated with Christianity, which is sewn through the fabric of this culture. So Hollywood movies, TV shows, books, where they exaggerate the hell out of shit. I remember when that Blair Witch Project movie came out, they made it seem like it was the scariest thing ever. And I never watched it. Now, my daughter loves horror movies. I will watch a lot of that shit with her. But, and I used to like horror, but not necessarily horror movies. I like stuff like Carrie, the poetry. I loved Edgar Allan Poe, stuff like that. The macabre, okay? Elvira, but she likes that stuff, and I would watch it with her. But she wanted to watch that Blair Witch movie project. What was it? The Blair Witch movie, project or something like that. And I told her, no, I don't want to watch that because I remembered about how when the movie was out, they just made such a big deal of it and act like it was the scariest thing and blah blah blah. So we actually sat and watched it. She convinced me to watch it. We watched it, and I was like, that's it. I was like, this. There's no big deal about this movie, okay? Wi-Fi may act up, but whatever. Okay, hopefully you can hear everything, because I went back and looked at the video. Now I go back and look at a lot of my videos, and it's like, that are live, and some of the recorded ones too, and I can see where the blurriness comes in, and it's all messed up and all of that type of thing, okay? But anyway, I'm just saying that to say, because I wanted to say it yesterday, so I'm going to say it today. Okay. To some, it might seem petty. I don't know. I don't care. Okay. I've been dealing with this shit for 7 years with this bitch. Okay. Now, also, I made a mistake yesterday when I talked about the man, monsters, pissies, torturing me and tormenting me and blocking my business ventures and whatnot, and hacking my phone for 2 years. It was longer than 2 years. Okay. Probably more like, what's this? Probably about 3 to 4 years. Probably more like 4. But anyway, but your spiritual experiences are greater than mine, and I could not handle your spiritual experiences. What you said, you probably, I don't know, die, something silly you said. But you couldn't even be in my house without, sleep in my house without the light. I'm scared of your house, that man. Okay. Okay. And I told you, yeah, they come down here by 11 o'clock at night. Okay, it's party time for them in this house 11 o'clock at night. They don't do anything to me. They don't bother me. Okay. And I told them, you know, hey, do you, just don't bother me. Okay. And they didn't, whatever they were. So it's just funny how, you know, you can say those things and say what you want to say. And I guess when you got around monsters, pissy balls, and didn't think I knew it, you got real bold with your nasty ass fucking mouth toward me. And so unnecessarily so. I don't know if with this money situation, whatever it is, okay, and lady who raised me, doing everything she could to keep it from me and probably put it in your weird mama's hands. I don't know if you, and I've mentioned this before, but I don't know if you or someone, but I would probably, my first thought was you, because I thought this a while ago. Okay. I can't say that you did. Okay. This is just intuitive. Okay. Sign my name. Okay. Pretended to be me. Went to court or something to pretend to be me. Okay. Something along those lines. And we know that you are not above doing something like that. Okay. Because you don't mind putting people's children's name on your taxes. And that's not something that is not known. That, as a matter of fact, I had more than one person tell me you did that shit. So talk to their motherfucking asses if it's not true. And you did get in some kind of legal trouble for it, from my understanding. Okay. You walked around pretending to be so sweet and kind and loving and kind and sweet. But you sure told me about them girls at that gym you went to high school with who jumped you. And I said, well, why would they do that? Why did they jump you? I don't know. What did you do to them? I didn't do anything to them. No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. You did something. Now, if you was a different person, I could believe, well, maybe she didn't. And sometimes people just act a damn fool. Maybe they were jealous of her or something. But since I recognize and realize how evil and nasty you are and how you'll do anything to destroy anyone, okay, and take their man and all of that kind of stuff, then I realized, no, you did something to them. Those girls didn't do that to you for no reason at all. To this day, I didn't know who the fuck you were talking about. You said they were there. I don't know who they were. And back to what I was saying about anything anybody else does. Phoenix told me how she was the one who wanted to change her name and unfortunately told you that she was going to change her name legally. That's not her legal name, Phoenix. That's what she's going to change it to. But you ran and got it done before she did. And about how the young man in New Jersey liked her, and before she knew it, the man was all in your face. But he liked her, or she liked him, something. Okay, so these are just the things that you do. This is just who you are. Okay. Now, when I had become a part of Karen's temple, and I was initiated into her temple. I met her eons ago. Long before I even started talking to your motherfucking ass when I got back here. I went to her for a reading. And I went to her consistently for a while for a reading. Well, she was the only person I would go to for a reading. And she asked me if I wanted to be part of her temple. And I filled out an application. This was when my daughter is 18. So my daughter wasn't even 1 yet. It was 18 years ago. I filled it out, but I didn't go through with it, okay, at that time. You had a hissy fucking fit when I told you I took you to her with me one time when I got a reading and I introduced you to her. And you insisted that I did. And it's like, bitch, I did. You were sitting right there in the fucking waiting room while I got a reading. You're just a hateful bitch. Because you seem to think. I don't know if you think that I feel like I know everything or something like that. I don't feel that way. But see, Pete, that's how you feel. Okay. I told you about Bobby Hammett. You didn't know who the fuck he was. I told you the motherfucker had a stroke, a major stroke, and you insisted that he had done a lecture since he had that stroke. The man couldn't do a lecture since he had that stroke. And I was like, no, he didn't. You know, he did. Looking at me like, I know something you don't know. Okay. And I just let it go. Well, whatever. I don't see how he could. He had a major fucking stroke. It sounds silly and it sounds petty, but my point is just your energy and your spirit towards me. But anyway, you got initiated into her when she became a Kemetic temple. The next year, I did my initiation. I went to the meeting. We went to the meeting together. My first meeting, actually. Well, maybe it was my first or second meeting. I didn't really continue on with it. She got upset with me, but we talked about that. I spoke with her like an adult would. So there would be no bad blood between the two of us. Okay? And my conversation with her is my business. I kept calling her, Karen. You told me that if you wasn't initiated by her, you couldn't call her moot. That's what you told me. Or that if you didn't stick around, you couldn't call her moot. I asked her, and she said, yes, you can call me moot. I said, well, she told me that we weren't allowed to call you that you said we couldn't call you that if we were no longer active in the temple. And she looked at me and laughed and said, that's not true. Because she knew how you were. Okay? Now, I'm hearing there's more. I really don't know what the more is. I don't. I really don't want to be on here long for it. I like to move on. But let me say this. If all of this, and it usually does with women or women like you, if this has something to do with some goddamn man and probably monsters pissy balls, if that's your issue, you can stop. Let me say it again. If this has something to do with a man, and it usually does for women like yourself, and more than likely monsters pissy balls, you can stop. I don't have any interest, like I told the other one. I'm not quite sure. I don't know what the chemical situation is up in the brain where it just does not penetrate and you don't get it. I have no interest in a man who would allow women to rule and regulate them to the extent that they would do things that would be detrimental to who they are in their life. None. Without them, they haven't asked any questions of both parties. They're not trying to get a clear understanding. They just believe in anybody who just spread their legs wide open to them. I have no interest in a man like that. A man like that is dangerous because he's a danger to himself. He does not have an interest in protecting. He could not protect because he doesn't know how to protect himself. He damn sure ain't gonna provide, but that's a whole nother situation. I'm talking about protection right now. He doesn't protect himself. He doesn't want to protect himself. Fun, what y'all call fun. Okay. Fun being things that are doing things that are a detriment to your livelihood and to your being. Believing any old thing that comes along and not getting a full understanding or a full picture, or just being a man and saying, I don't have any interest in that. That's between you and those women and that woman. Oh, a Captain Save a Hoe. Not a Captain Save a Woman, Captain Save a Hoe. Of which I'm not, never have been. I don't have nothing against women, who do that. Or men, if that's what y'all want to do. Like I said, what everybody say is so evil. I don't understand why. Do without will. But see, they don't read the whole fucking thing. I need my phone. I don't have it. Okay. Do without will, but bring harm to no one. See, everybody don't read the whole thing. They don't speak on the whole thing. Do what the fuck you want to do. Just don't hurt anyone else. Don't hurt people. Hurt no one. Hell, don't even hurt your fucking self. But do what thou wilt, but don't do no harm. What's wrong with that? Okay. So do whatever the fuck you want to do. But see, you brought harm to me in my home, in my household, and my livelihood. Probably over peen, over dick, and just a jealous, envious spirit. But I'm not the only person that you're jealous and envious of. Just everybody that's walking the face of the earth. But damn sure when it comes to some man, I don't want him looking at her like that, so I'm going to lie about her and all of this type of thing. Whatever. Okay. But see, you all decided that you was going to destroy who I am. Like the sister said, I destroyed a tarot business. Actually, you didn't, but that was the goal. I don't understand why. I have my chat open. Okay. There's only one person I'm addressing. You can more than happy. You're more than welcome to come, but you probably won't, but it's there to tell me what the fuck your issue is, that you keep stalking me and doing black magic witchcraft on me, and that you lied to this nigga so much so that he thought it was a good idea for him to try to intercept everything that I've done or tried to build for myself. Go ahead, tell me. Now, I did the family one, the fake family thing one before. Now, this is specifically for you. Don't worry, monsters, pissies. I will never do one for you. I gave you an opportunity to tell me what the fuck your problem was with me, face to face, through a letter, and I came up there and spoke to you face to face, and you pretended like you didn't see me. Okay. Until I kept honking at your ass or did knocked on your window, something I did. What? Now I have on my channel name, Let's Get Into It. Okay. Which I did pay for that. Okay. All right. For the trademark and whatnot. Then I put the ArtKitech because I like doing artistic things the way I see them. You are an awesome artist, Miss Bleeding Woman. My art is not like yours. I don't want it to be. And it shouldn't be. Just like I told you then, your art is yours. You can do awesome work without having to go to art school. You already do. Your artwork is phenomenal. And I told you that. And I told others that. Which leads me to At reading, you asked me to do a general reading for you, and I said that you are the brightest star in the sky. I really went in on that reading. I was really channeling heavily. Wasn't using no tarot cards. It was a beautiful reading. And when I got done reading that, you laughed. And I heard them say, this is why she will always suffer. Okay. So you do not like yourself, even though that was a phenomenal reading about who you are. And ain't nobody here over here jealous of that. See, that's people with that mentality of having to be better than other people. I'm better than them. I'm more spiritual than them. I'm more powerful than them. That type of thing. Now, we all have our place, no matter what it is. Some people's, ranking is high. Some people maybe middle of the way. Some people's maybe low, whatever. It still has its place, and it's still a positive, beautiful thing. And it's just as important. Okay. The ant is just as important as, I don't know, the eagle to the whole ecological system. Okay. As above, so below. Everything has its place and is very important to the whole system, everyone, regardless of what it is. Okay. So I don't have I'm not a jealous person. I've never been jealous of anyone or anything. I have no reason to be. Okay. Really, I feel like no one has any reason to be. We're all, I feel like powerful beings. Simply because we are. We exist. We live. All of us are magical beings. All of us are magical, mystical beings. Okay. So I don't have no issues with jealousy of you, Miss Bleeding Woman, or anybody else on this app, off this app, wherever the hell. It doesn't make any difference. Never had that issue in my life. And I know some people have seemed to thought that, oh, your life is easy. You got it all. I've had people say that to me. You got it all together. Your life is easy. You don't know anything about my life. I don't know where the fuck motherfuckers got that shit from. You said to me, you walk around like you don't care. I don't know what the fuck you want me to care about. What does that mean? I care about myself. I care about others, but my focus is on myself and my life and who I am, what I'm doing. Hell, what the fuck? I'm not looking at other people, what they got, what they wearing, where they going, how much they got, and all of that type of thing. Okay. Now I got to get my ass up, go to work, take care of my home, take care of my daughter. Hello to whomever is in the room. Okay. That's what I do. Okay. So you had a beautiful, awesome reading, and I guarantee you, ain't nobody told you that. Ain't nobody read that to you but me. Because they didn't see you as that anyway. And for me, it doesn't matter what I see you as in my humanity. I'm going to give you the fucking reading. I'm going to tell you the fucking truth. I'm not standing in the way of your truth. I'm not going to stand in the way of anyone's truth. Though a lot of motherfuckers do that to people. I'm not going to do that. Not everyone does that. Not every spiritualist, not every person who reads and so on and so forth. Not everyone does that. But I damn sure don't. So I certainly hope you ain't walking around telling nobody I'm jealous of you. There's nothing to be jealous of. I'm not jealous of anyone. Nobody, no fucking where. On this app, off this app, no fucking where. That ain't never been an issue I've had. But again, you did admit that. Okay. And it's in this world, I feel like I'm not saying that to you to berate you. I'm just setting some things straight because I'm just so sick and tired of your motherfucking ass bothering me. And I ain't talked to your monkey ass in 7 years. And I will never, ever, hopefully never have to talk to you again, okay? Besides this shit right here. But I am saying that because what I'm saying is this world, this culture, this world that we live in cultivates that type of thing in people, okay? That shit is not fucking normal. Okay. It cultivates a spirit of jealousy and envy. I mean, we got positive in this world. We have negative in the world. Okay. But then it comes down what the Bible say. When I was a man, when I was a child, I acted as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. We all make choices. We have a choice when we become an adult. Because whatever we do and whatever we put out comes right back on us. Okay. And then it's just so much better just to live free. And really, like you said, you walk on like you don't care. Right. Actually not give a damn about silly things that have no consequence to me one way or the other. Okay. So him doing all of that shit that you had him doing and then you coming through with all the shit, it's really of no consequence to me, but it damn sure is to y'all. It damn sure is to you all. But your head, like your cousin said, your head is hard as a fucking brick. And then you will reap the karma as usual. And then walk to somebody who you think will halfway listen to your fucking ass, crying and blaming everyone else. And when they ask you how this happened, well, I don't know, it just happened. No, it didn't just happen. Okay. The girl go to school or decide to go to school, Phoenix, and then you decide to jump on the bandwagon and go to the exact same school. And I don't even think I can't remember how that shit happened. Okay. But she was saying she everything that she did, you did it, trying to walk in her footsteps. Just like you did me or anybody who attempts to form a relationship or a bond with you. Okay. But so like I was saying, if it has something to do with a man and you don't want that man looking at me, honey, please. First of all, you don't control any human being. Why are you trying to control someone's will? If a man want to look at me and think he might be interested in me, that's his business, whoever it is. You don't have a right to control him and control his will with your black magic witchcraft, and you do it, you get the man weak and vulnerable and all that kind of thing, okay? Because men are weak, vulnerable creatures, okay? Just all you gotta do is pretend to be something you're not, all sweet and nice and demure, crack them legs open, and it really don't take much. Men tell women it really don't take much. Food, so a little love and respect, okay, and sex. Then they're just happy as they can be with your motherfucking ass. Okay, they've been saying it for eons now. Okay, it's not new. Okay, it's not nothing I'm saying. That's what they've been saying for forever. Okay. But you don't have a right to control a man's will. You don't have a right to control anyone's will. Okay, that person, we are all created with free will. Okay, control your own fucking will. Okay, so if that got something to do with it, but a motherfucker was led astray by your motherfucking ass, bitch, you have no need to worry any way, shape, or form. I'm not interested. I don't do weak men. Except for that one I was with. But we learn our lessons. And he taught me well, because I saw how weak that nigga got. Over some poontang. Not over someone who was trying to love and elevate. Y'all don't care about nothing about that love and friendship, and you don't care. You post the memes and say all these things. You don't give a fuck about those types of things. You don't care. There are people though who actually do. Okay, so like I said, if it's about a man, okay, and one that you have involved yourself with in any way, shape, or form, you need not worry. You can stop now. Okay. Right. If he doesn't have the strength within him to fight and combat your black magic witchcraft, then it damn sure can't be for me after all the shit I done been through with motherfuckers. Okay. He can't protect himself. He can't protect his life. He can't protect his bank account. He can't protect shit. And ain't no need for nobody to think a 51-year-old woman just old and dried, or whatever y'all be, that crazy shit y'all think until you get that age. That makes absolutely no sense. Okay. And won't you be 40 this year? Okay. Time keep on ticking, something like that, into the future. Okay. It don't stop. Okay. So you worry not. Okay. And go live your little piddly life. Okay, with piddly weak motherfuckers who let you do them any old fucking kind of way to their whole world realm is fucking fucked up and destroyed. Okay, I had sense enough to run for my fucking life. So anyway, I hope that's it. All right, I heard it is. I hope so. I'm sure something else will pop up in my head, but I really don't want to talk to your ass no more. Okay, but you came through last night with your bullshit. I guess you say, well, I won't do the dream infiltration this time. Think I don't see and think I don't feel. Now, here she go again. Just like her cousin said, her head is hard as a fucking brick. A person who refuses to learn. Refuses to learn your lessons. I think this is rose. This is rose. I love the smell of rose flowers. Got it from Temu. So the first thing I ordered from Temu, I kept hearing about Temu. I was like, I don't know if I want to order from that shit. When I look on there, I was like, oh, this is like them catalogs back in the day. Them catalogs, I don't know the names of them catalogs, but them catalogs that would come through. You be at your grandmother's house or something, your aunt's house or some shit. Your mama had it sitting around them catalogs with all types of gadgets and all types of shit. Okay. All right. But that you order and you look up and half the shit you don't really use, but it was cheap. So now it's just one of them online catalogs. That's all the fuck it is. All right. But anyway, I hope and pray that is it. Hold on, please. Okay. All right. Moving on. Now we can get back to what I need to do here, which is readings. Okay, hopefully I have some things I have to do today, and I was doing love readings, but we're just gonna move on back to regular general readings. We're gonna start off with Aries because it is Aries season, and hopefully I can get some of those done and post it today. You all have favor. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I put my channel, Let's Get Into It, the ArtKitech, because I like artsy things, and I have the healer, okay, because that is what I do, I feel, through my readings, okay. Once again, I studied, I've talked about this, what is it, pastoral care and counseling, did some chaplaincy, did some counseling work, spiritual counseling work, okay. So I kind of incorporate that in my readings, okay, sometimes when you listen, all right, and hear, all right, so that's that, okay. And of course, in the healing process, okay, the destruction must come, okay. We got to get rid of that old shit, slough that shit off, okay. That tower got to hit, okay. We have to let it hit if we want to be in a place of healing. Okay, mine didn't hit. Okay, and it's healing is not something that you just do it one time and it's done and over with. There's so many various facets and layers to who we are as human beings. So much, and how whatever we're healing from, these things have hit multiple aspects of our being. All right. So hold on real quick. Let me see. Okay, so that is why I've added that on. Okay, I have done healing work for myself, on myself, and I continue to do that. All right, and I'm just I think one of the greatest ways that we can heal ourselves is being in a spirit of thankfulness and gratefulness, which can be difficult. But see, when you look up and you see things that were supposed to happen to you, okay, that energies, entities, whatever, okay, people, okay, meant to happen to you and they didn't. Those things didn't happen. You might you might have some injury, sure, okay, but you are still alive and kicking and living and whatnot, and still hopefully in your right mind and your right breath, so on and so forth. Okay, you can be thankful and grateful for that. You know how they say, be grateful for the little things, or just simply, or despise not the days of small things, that type of thing. Be thankful and grateful for who you are and what you have. And sometimes to be in that space, and I feel like to be in a space and place of healing, it takes sometimes we must change our perspective and think outside of the boxes and think outside of the world and realm and box that this society and this culture, or whatever society, culture, your religion, the ideology of your family, your home, so on and so forth, how they told you to think and how they told you to believe about things in the world, yourself, and how you're supposed to react and respond to things, and what you're supposed to think and believe about it. Okay, and that damn sure ties you up and keeps you bound and gagged it and chained up. Okay, so another thing is, sometimes these people talk about these contracts and stuff we made with these people, I guess maybe before we got here, soul contracts and whatnot, and you get here and you see the bullshit for what it is. Okay, so for myself personally, anybody, okay, that family I thought was mine, contracts broken, honey, done and over with, moving on. Okay, I wish you all the best. The like I said yesterday, the curses, the generational curses that are there, you all have the power, especially you young people. You all have the power to break those things. Okay, you all have the power to destroy those generational curses. Okay, and just lift up and rise up in blessing, so that your family and your family name can rise up in that. All right. So for myself, all them things, okay, that I was tied to, people of my past, people who I thought were mothers and family and all of that type of thing. Them chains and links to them chains is fucking broken. Okay, them contracts for me are completely done, over with, and broken. Okay, moving on. Thank you for how you have assisted me on my journey. Okay, but you are no longer welcome, nor are you're no longer needed. Okay, and anyone who has set out to cause me any kind of harm, especially when I was nothing but good and kind to your motherfucking ass. I don't give a fuck about no past life. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. All that shit is done, broken with, and moving the fuck on. All right, I wish everyone the best. All right, you all have favor. Peace.